third floor, steel door. Fire with my name, sweat on the floor. Rain on the roof, fuel fumes in the hall. He said,
Please, how can I get to the third floor?
I study the wall.
Lord, I pray this service elevator will not break down like the other one.
Question feels like proof. I'm a witness with my words on lockdown. Who's confessing in this room? This is Lagos, and my words are talking. Every silence sounds like.
Hello, Doctor. Dr. Achugo, I presume?
Hello, Padre. I may call you that, may I not?
Well, not really. I've not really held the priestly office for a while. Even then, I was a field missionary with a Pentecostal church and not the Catholic, you know. And then after the accident.
Yes, the accident. I read the bio. I'm really sorry. How does that affect your life? How do you cope with your grief? Pardon my asking. You lost your wife and 2 children in attack by marauders. How does that affect your present life?
It's a daily struggle, but I find strength in their memory. Oh, I have long since moved on. I had to learn to forgive.
Forgive?
Yes. First, I had to learn to forgive myself. Then I had to forgive the marauders from my heart. It's what a true Christian would do.
Ah.
Yes, doctor, you wouldn't think I would resign to bitterness and hurt, would you? It is the way of Christ to love and forgive. Besides, it's much healthier. Oh, I forgot. You used to be a believer, doctor. Now you are an atheist. I've read some of your papers. What crisis catalyzed your change of heart? I
What?
wonder?
How could you know? Well, that's not the topic of this discussion, Mr. Olajide. You came to consult me, not vice versa.
Oh, okay, doctor. Yes, I told you I was coming to discuss my dreams. That is, if you could call them that.
Yes, you did. Now please go on.
Yes. Well, the last particularly vivid dream I had was 2 nights ago. I had just finished praying. This time was particularly vigorous and exacting. When I sensed some relief in my prayer, I was so exhausted, I just climbed into bed and pulled the sheets over.
What about the dream?
Yes, I needed to explain what happened before because it could shed some light on the dream. Immediately I slept off, it seemed I awoke in a wide, very alien-looking landscape. Rocks floated around in the air. The skies were dark and heavy with menace, and there was this increasingly pervasive stink of sulfur in the air. But that was not even what grabbed my attention.
Oh? What did?
My legs.
What?
Yes, Doc. I was standing on my own 2 legs. I could feel my legs again.
You could feel what? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be, Doc. I've had dreams like that before, but none so vivid.
Oh?
What happened next was totally unusual, though. I realized in that weird, strange plane that I was not alone. Several shambling, horrible shapes began to appear. They seemed even darker than the shadows they crawled out of. They moved deceptively fast, wore hospital scrubs with unsettling smiles. It was really their glowing red eyes that made me realize they were demons.
Demons? Your own personal interpretation of hell, maybe?
You tell me, Doc. Anyway, to move on, I glanced to my left and right, trying to analyze my options in the situation. Then I became aware of an invisible presence above me. But instead of reaching out to help me, he just poured a container of some oily liquid onto me.
Huh.
Yes, I was as shocked as they were. Apparently, this set off the demons into a frenzy of rage, hatred, and fear.
Huh. And then what?
There was this liquid fire flowing inside me and all over my body, and before I knew it, I was throwing bolts of liquid fire at the demons.
Like,
Within seconds, they had scattered to the winds. Those that dared remain were reduced to ash. Then I noticed what looked like a solitary cell with iron bars. I stepped toward it, and with liquid fire still coursing through me, blasted the door off its frame. Then I saw this little girl crouching in the corner.
what do you mean?
Yes, I lifted her onto my shoulder, then stepped back out of the smoking cell. It was then I noticed the nameplate on the wall. The nameplate said Rosaline Achugo, consultant psychiatrist.
Stop.
Even after I awoke, an impression of this office was burned on my mind.
Stop.
So I knew I had to ask
Stop.
my
I said stop.
Please listen, I did not want to come here either. But I believe something terrible happened to you at the age of 6. I came to tell you that God wants you to know he was not the one behind it, and his heart yearns after you.
I said shut up. So this is why you came, to waste my valuable time? Were you looking for someone to scam? Not me. Please get out. I've heard enough.
All right, I'm leaving. Since I've delivered my message, I'm sorry for taking your time.
Who did this? It was an army of warrior angels, my liege. Please! I told you never to lie to me.
Apologies, my liege. It was a single human, one of the saints, but he fought like an entire host of angels.
Nonsense. What do you...
He wielded the spirit force.
You will bear this message yourself to the master. Tell him the Devilsbane has returned.